culture. They usually say, oh, African time. No. Let it be said that a meeting is called by 8 a.m. You're already there by 7:30, and the person said, what country are you from? He said Nigeria, and they said, yes, I know you people. It can be, yes. If the negative has been the order of the day, positive too can be. Advance. Don't just complain, contribute. It's even better when you don't complain, just go ahead and do something. If you don't have the arts, you can't act the arts. It takes the art for the nation to actually act the art of the nation. Not only listen to what you say, but also what you think. Oh, the system is not working. I know, but the people can work out the system. You can't act it. It's only as far as your eyes can see you can really manifest. But that does not mean that is all that can be seen. Barack Obama look back and say, it's Nigeria, it's Africans that will change the future of Africa. So, but in a situation whereby you are running away, Nigeria is not ready to, to stand up. They are not ready to eat the meal on the edge. They are not ready to do the needful. Then who will do it? Who will do it? The situation whereby Nigeria stand up and do the needful. A situation whereby Ghana stand up and do the needful. A situation whereby South Africa stand up and do the needful. And I tell you, the African we've always dreamed of is about to come into play. Why? Because we've now decided to take the action. We've now decided that beyond ignoring or complaining, we are ready to eat the meal on the edge. And it starts with you. It starts with me. Again, I'm saying. Nigeria is not only a place of potential. Nigeria can live out its potential. And it starts by you living out your own from your own. Mandela also once said, it will seem impossible until it is done. What do we have first? Because if we think of a better Nigeria, then we should be able to think of what do we really have in Nigeria and how can we actually make that thing become what it's supposed to be. And the first thing we have is the people. The people, which is you and I. And the truth is, our people are not just going out there to survive, but they are going there to stand out. Right? So rather than just going there to stand out, why don't we think of how we can also stand out even from our own nation and shine the light from here? And I tell you, the nation will come and see us born. The nation will come and watch us born. And the reason I'll be leaving Nigeria will not be because I'm looking for green pasture. I'm just trying to run away from the country, but because there is a need that I really must be there just to help them again, just to shine the light again in their country, just to make things that are not working again there work too. And when I talk about the people of our nation, the people that makes up Nigeria, that makes Nigeria Nigeria, I'm not talking about the inanimate. I'm talking about everyone sitting before me this evening. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about everyone watching online that is from Nigeria. And another thing we must identify is our strengths. And one of our strengths is the innovation and creativity. Talking from music to tech to building businesses. Yes, we know we've made a level of progress in all of those areas. Then how can we really magnify that success and then level it across board? Rather than seeing the nation from that lens of thought, from that place of limitation, why don't we start seeing it from the right place, from the positive angle? And the third thing we have to really look at again is our untapped potential. When I say untapped potential, it moves from human resources to natural resources and to even the stagnant global positioning. When I mean stagnant global positioning, what am I talking about? Because it takes thinking global to solve global problem. If you don't think global, you can't solve global problem. And some of us here are aspiring to be something great, even in our nation. But if you don't have the arts, you can't act the arts. It takes the art of a nation, having the art for the nation, to actually act the art of the nation. And like some of us, I always say, you're praying something, you're saying something in your mouth. Oh, yes, you go to church or any place of your worship and you're actually praying for the nation. But somewhere in your heart is somehow working against the effect of the prayer. Because God do not only listen to what you say, but also what you think. So even when you say, oh, we want the nation to be great, you know somewhere in your heart, you're not wishing the nation greatness. So I want every one of us here, beyond the fact that, oh, it's written somewhere, one day it go better. Let's start living as one who truly believe that it go better will actually come to manifestation.
Amen.
It's not a prayer. Yes. It's not. You know, I've seen students there. When I've been in the school where someone is, you know, others are pledging to their nation, some said, no, I refuse to pledge to Nigeria. Yes, that's why it has gotten bad. Why? Because some people have painted, you know, the image of the country wrongly. They painted the wrong image. And that's how I'll be saying that before we can build a better Nigerian, the Nigerians must become better in themselves. You must start seeing the country from that lens of blessing, that lens of fruitfulness. Some of us are not even proud to be, you know, to be from Nigeria. You know, I've seen some joke over time, and the child will be, oh, which country am I born into? And if they say Nigeria, will say no. So I say that to say that before we can really see that in Nigeria, we must start seeing through that lens of, you know, greatness. Because we're not a disadvantaged country, no. It's just our resources it's been mismanaged. And until you start seeing from that point that, oh, I want to be that change, I want to see in the nation. Because the nation will, as long as we start seeing through the lens of frustration, limitation, and keep magnifying our weakness, the nation will continually reflect that part. Because that's what we've been focusing on over the years. And as my first step of building that better nation, that better Nigeria is one, mind reorientation. Move from the place of just adapting to the place of us advancing. Don't just adapt, advance. Don't just complain, contribute. It's even better when you don't complain, just go ahead and do something. It's better. And when I mean contribute, there are places I know currently you might not be able to, you know, to get to. That's from your own office. The way you treat your own staff as an employer. When they live better, they want to stay in the country too. You know, there's something now, you see an opportunity, start thinking of your brother and your sister. Think about other Nigerians too. How can we make this spread across board? You see, that's why I said something earlier. It takes an act. Having an act for the nation to actually act for the nation. So don't think shortcuts, think system. Think system. How can I make this thing actually spread across board? So the first thing, when you shift your mind, then you have a better Nigerian. Because it takes a better Nigerians to have a better Nigeria. You know, re-engineering your mind. What's the next thing? Excellent culture. You usually say, oh, African time. No. Let it be said that a meeting is called by, 8 a.m. You're already there by 7:30, and the person said, what country are you from? He said, Nigeria. And they said, yes, I know you people. It can be, yes. If the negative has been the order of the day, positive too can be. Having the rules whereby they just know that I will be there on time. They can never be late. Why? Because over time they built it. It has become part of their life. So let it be said that no. When you are here on time, you came prepared. That excellence become our culture, our way of living. An alumni in my school was talking about how that he traveled to a particular part of the nation of the world. I won't mention the name of the country. And he said literally everything is working. And intentionally he was not looking for what is not working in the nation. And he actually accessed a toilet one day. And I think he said there was no toilet or something or soup there. And I said, thank God I found something that is not working. Yes, that's how perfect the nation is. And I tell you, that's the nation we are in Nigeria. Because sometimes to actually do something, you have to think it, you have to see it. Because if you don't see it, you can't act it. It's only as far as your eyes can see, you can really manifest. But that does not mean that is all that can be seen. So it takes an open, it takes an act that is really thinking about the nation, that is really positive about, about what is expecting from the nation to actually make Nigeria a good place. We all imagine. Excellence being a culture. And beyond excellence being our culture, we have what our personal responsibility to actually do. Everyone here, you have one responsibility to do. I have my own responsibility to do. Because the nation we are imagining, the Nigeria we've always been dreaming of, will not happen overnight. It will happen through our personal and daily decision. By you doing your work the way you ought to do it, working in integrity, adding value from where you are. Because when you think of the globe is firstly where you are. Your space is part of the globe. So it's from my space to the world. You will not just be there. Every one of us are here, speaking today. We didn't start from here. But this is happening today. Nigeria is that nation where even right now, some people are seated in one hall, somewhere in, the island of Lagos, and they are even planning to break another record. As a nation, we are Nigeria. It's just that sometimes, we're in a great nation, but we've just chosen to focus on what is not working, that we even lose sight of what is working. Why don't you think of a way of you magnifying that part that is working? Some of us are business people here, and when you meet a new client, the first thing you throw at them is not your last weakness, but your strength. Your strength. That you even collected some job, you don't even know you'll be able to deliver, but because you've magnified your strength, no, I cannot just do beyond short excellence. There's the way the mind works. That if you've been thinking failure, you will always fail. Somehow we've actually intentionally, we've over time, we've just feel into the atmosphere. When you're hearing from this one, you said, it's giving the negative charge. When you move to that one, it's giving the negative charge. Then when we really give the positive charge you are looking for, it won't drop down from heaven. It has to come from someone to someone. Even if it's coming from God, it has to pass from someone to someone. Take personal responsibility from your space. Do what you're supposed to do. Work in integrity. Add value. And think beyond yourself. That's the next one. Think beyond yourself. Don't just think me. Think system. Think about the next person. And that's why some opportunity cannot come to some certain people. Why? Because they are not even positioning themselves for it. Everyone seated here is because somewhere, somewhere you have the passion or you have interest in the program. That's why you're here. Some other people actually saw this, but they didn't see value in it. So and that's why Nigeria is also the way it is. Somehow we are not seeing value in our nation. Because before you can actually attract something, you must have shown a level of, a level of energy. A level of energy that will attract that thing towards you. So start seeing from that lens, start seeing everybody in picture. Not just you. Yes, when it works, so you think of how it can work for the next neighbor. Think of how it can now work for even more than one or two persons. Start thinking system. The level, you have to also realize that some individuals that actually make causing change across the world currently is also because they have hearts for the nation. They have hearts for the nation. Even no matter how successful some of them are, they still come back to the nation to stay. They still come back to the nation. And until some of us seated in this room start thinking like that, you will not actually go global. Because there's always empty space to fill. Or some of us just said, no, I don't want to stay here. I want to go and stay where it's already booming already. So don't just ignore it. Don't run away from it. Don't look at the crack code and say, oh, it's the government are the one responsible. Don't look at it and say, oh, I'll go and pass another road. Don't look at it and say, oh, it's not my responsibility. I'm not cut out for it. When you start making the change, when you start doing the right thing from where you are, when I start doing the right thing from where you are, everything will begin to compound over time. Everything will begin to fuse together over time. And we'll start seeing that nation we once imagined. We'll start seeing that nation we once dreamed of. That beyond the nation being in our head, we'll start living it out. We'll start manifesting that nation. And people will not want to be like, when it will not be that people will want to now jackpot out of the country. No. Rather that even those that have left the country, they will start finding a means of us returning back into the nation. And that begins, or that can only happen when you and I stand up and take responsibility. When you and I start seeing Nigeria not from the lens of frustration, but from the lens of fulfillment. Not from the lens of impossibility, but from the lens of possibility. And that's why someone like Barack Obama look back and say, it's Nigeria, it's Africans that will change the future of Africa. So, but in a situation whereby you are running away and running away, Nigeria is not ready to, to stand up. They are not ready to eat the nail on the edge. They are not ready to do the needful. Then who will do it? Who will do it? The situation whereby Nigeria stand up and do the needful. A situation whereby Ghana stand up and do the needful. A situation whereby South Africa stand up and do the needful. And I tell you, the African we've always dreamed of is about to come into play. Why? Because we've now decided to take the action. We've now decided that beyond ignoring or complaining, we are ready to eat the nail on the head. And it starts with you. It starts with me. Again, I'm saying. Nigeria is not only a place of potential. Nigeria can live out its potential. And it starts by you living out your own from your own space. It starts by you living out your own from your own space. Nelson Mandela also once said, he said it would always seem impossible until it is done. And that's why people like, Tosin has developed, has developed many points. People like Agbola came up with what? Twitter wave. These are individuals that are seen that even beyond the fact that you're complaining and complaining about the impossibility, about the things that are not working, they begin to think of what can I actually make something work? How can I really develop what can work? How can I really build something that can even last the test of time? And how can I build something that can impact the life of others too? Nigeria is really a great nation. Yeah. I'm happy to say I'm proud to be a Nigerian. I don't know about you. And that's why you've seen that the people that are really making it are the people that are seeing success in the nation. Because it takes the right eyes to actually do the right thing. And until we start thinking like this, we will always be there complaining about what is not working. And the time you're wasting on complaining on what is not working, why don't you think of the things that are working? And look at the way you are going to extend the success across board. Extend the success across board. So I'm telling you today, don't just complain, contribute. No, don't just complain. Don't be the one that put the system down. Rather, be the one that raised the system. Be the one that raised the system. Don't just talk about the better Nigeria. Live the better Nigeria we've always dreamed of. And I tell you, until we live out the dream, it will forever remain a mirage. Once we intentionally start taking action, it will forever remain a mirage. When you see the Gen Z, or when you see someone you are older than, when you see the younger generation, plant a seed in them. A seed of better Nigeria. Let them see Nigeria from the right lens. Let them see the Nigeria from the place of our strengths, from the place of our untapped potential, from the place of our possibilities, not from the place of our weakness. And I want you to start magnifying our strengths. Because as you magnify it, is how it can what? It can expand beyond board. Because once you focus on some certain things, you don't even see what the role you can play in it. You don't see what you can do about it. Because when we keep folding our hands, yes, I know you can say, oh, the system is not working. I know, but the people can work out the system. Start from where you are. Do what you can do. Provide your own good working environment. Make life comfortable where you are. Let your neighbor look and say, oh, wow, I have a good neighbor. And that way you're already becoming a better Nigerian. You do that, I do my own part. Everyone in this room do their own part. We are building that good nation, that better nation we've once imagined. Nigeria, a great nation. Yes, we've once been known as the giant of Africa, but I tell you, we are still the giant of Africa. And until you wake up to that place of fun, you know, there's how you'll be sure that this thing is my inheritance. This thing is who we are in my family. And even when someone is calling you otherwise, you won't answer. You won't even know the person is calling you because you are so conscious of your identity that whatever the person is saying does not hold water with you. Why? Because you know that's not who you are. Yes, I know things currently is looking hard, or it's as if things is not working, but I tell you, that's not who we are. Let's start seeing ourselves from who we are. Let's start seeing ourselves from a place of our strength. Because until you focus on that strength, you won't really maximize it. Until you focus on our ability, you won't really maximize it. So this is a call for you. This is a call for me. To wake up and start living the Nigeria we've always dreamed of. So start seeing our nation not from the place of frustration, from the place of fulfillment, from the place of possibility, from the place of impact. And that's why someone like Wole Soyinka, who had second class upper in Nigeria here, can go out there and be the first to win the African Nobel Prize. They did not just get here. If you look at that man, really, if you actually follow him closely, you will know that he loves his nation. He loved Nigeria. He loved Nigeria. And that's why he can stand there and even represent the nation. Do you truly love your country? Look inward. I know some of us want to japa. But are you really looking at the way that, let's build this place too, and people will also love to, come here. Do you really love the country? I know there's something in your mind where you say yes, but you truly know deep down. Deep down. And that's like some people, getting visa is testimony. So I want you to start breathing. So I want each and every one of us here, start painting the right picture. Start telling the right narrative. Start saying the right word to our nation. Because every word you say today is a seed you are planting into the country. It's a seed you are planting. It's a seed. And when you live with this consciousness, you will know your words are powerful. You're not speaking empty words. You're speaking reality. So when I say Nigeria is great, my mind is not working against it. But when I say citizens of the nation, they are full of potential. I'm not trying to, think against that or trying to just war against that. That's who we are. And that's why our doctors are one of the best doctors out there. Our lawyers are one of the best lawyers out there. Nigeria, a great nation. And it takes me being conscious of that reality to really maximize it. So I want you to make that pledge today. Swear that allegiance that really I'll do my part. That for my own space, I will do my part. From my own angle, I will do my part. And I tell you, this one we are also even doing right now is the part we are playing. It's the part we're playing. But beyond having it in your head, I want us to become more intentional about it. If we can do this, we can also do others too. If we can do this again, I reiterate, we can also do others too. So if you are saying, so when you say, Nigeria is the giant of Africa. I also say it to you this evening, the Nigerians are the giant of Nigeria. And until we wake up to that consciousness, we'll be like, the sons of the princess and the prince that don't even know they have a throne. And the throne is there. It's waiting for our manifestation. It's waiting for your rising. It's waiting for me. It's waiting for you. So even as I wrap up, Nigeria, a great nation. Nigeria, a land filled with milk and honey. Nigeria, a place filled with gold, filled with potential, but it only takes the right hearts to see the right thing. And today, I don't know who will make this pledge with me, but if you want to, I'm just pledging again to my nation. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, not with some of my strength, and uphold the peace and unity, and so help me God. Thank you. And right about now,